Sandra.
Oh, pronto, Randy. And pronto, everyone tuning in. And welcome, everyone, to the second episode of our lifestyle podcast, where we are excited to talk about all of the beautiful things life has to offer: fashion, self care, goals, inspiration, favorite memories, and some current events thrown in there. The sky is the limit. How about
Yes,
that for you? But today, we're focusing on what we love most: fashion.
fashion.
I mean, when we were going through our notes and we were figuring out, okay, what will be our next topic? Fashion, no brainer for us, right?
Yeah, yeah. We love it, right?
Yes, exactly. So for a new guest tuning in and listening, Randy and I are no strangers to the fashion world. We have I guess you would say, an extensive background,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So why don't you share with our listeners a little bit about your background and from the fashion background?
Yeah, I own 5 salons and spas, and we're always doing photo shoots, and it's through the years I've probably been doing it 12 years. Spring, and summer, and fall, and winter, and it's lots of fun. And Susie's been at every one, and
Right.
helping us with clothes because clothes make the shot, right?
Yes, very, very true. And I have a little bit of, I would say a little bit of background in fashion, but I also have a passion for it too. I think it's so fun. And you know the saying when they say fashion repeats itself.
Yes.
And that's so true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. I've had the opportunity to actually walk in New York Fashion Week, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, Atlantic City Fashion Week,
Wow.
in Italy, in Miami, all around the world. I could say I've had the opportunity
Wow.
to walk very, very reputable runways. And I love the experience, but I love watching the fashion shows. I think that's what's most fun.
Yeah, it's really relative, like Italy. Like
Mhm.
you're walking in Italy and Pronto, and
Oh yes, the connection,
yeah,
the little connections. But the fashion industry is just endless.
yeah,
You know, in anything you can think of. Just like when you're styling your photo shoots
yeah,
for a hair marketing campaign,
right,
the fashion element that you bring to the table is very, very important.
yeah,
And then for me, from the pageant background, the sense of style and fashion is very, very important. Just by the wardrobe selection the title
right,
holder selects, or
yeah,
a contestant.
yeah,
And it's, I always say, it's very, very important to maintain authenticity when selecting your sense of style, and making sure you stay true to who you are. And that's really important when you're picking out an outfit for the day. Make sure you feel comfortable in the outfit,
yeah,
because it really sets the tone.
and you have to be confident too. Like if you're trying to wear something you're not confident, like it's a disaster.
Yeah, very, 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 very true. But that's okay, because sometimes you have to take some risks,
Right.
right? We
Yeah.
all about taking risks in the fashion world, and sometimes you really stepped a little too far out of the box. But it's sometimes okay to take some risk. And I love evolving with the fashion industry, and it's always evolving.
Right.
So why don't you? I'm sure this would be nice for our listeners. What do you think the current fashion industry, like, what are the trends right now that we're seeing?
Well, I think it's overall the fashions have been more sporty, like more leisure wear. Uh, you're seeing tennis shoes with suits in men's fashion, and I know women's, is saying like you're seeing mix and matches in like luxury. I mean, sporting wear and dress clothes.
Yes, that's very, very true. Sweatshirts,
Yeah,
hoodies,
yeah,
sweatpants.
yeah,
In high school, I used to wear sweatshirts and Ked
yeah.
sneakers, and
Yeah.
it was
Just repeat, right?
it fashion repeats
Yeah.
itself. So now it's back in style. But would you say, like, for like a from a color palette, would you say that neutrals are very in right now, or is there certain colors?
Yeah, I think for fall, like you're seeing a lot of maroon.
Mhm.
Yeah, at least in men's fashion. That's, you know,
I like that. I
yeah,
like maroon.
yeah,
Actually, my mom loves maroon. It's one of her favorite colors
yeah,
to wear, but also to piece in the house. So
yeah,
she loves that color. So she'll be very excited to hear
yeah.
that maroon is back in style.
And also, like you said, creams and whites. Like you're seeing a lot of uh, mixed colors, and like for men, it's like a overshirt, like it's like a shirt that you wear on top of t-shirts, not like a sports coat, but more like deep pockets and two pockets in chest and two pockets like down low.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know who Randy Curry is, he knows how to dress. So I know that you can't see
thank you.
our outfits of the day, but Randy has on a beautiful suit down to every detail, and his socks. I always say that, really says a lot about a person, and he has attention to detail is always there. So,
Thank you.
fashion, Randy. I'll give you that credit.
Yeah.
Fashion.
Some of my clients buy me socks because they know I wear unusual socks.
Unusual? Oh, well, you like to step out of the box. It's funny, right before we were filming today, we were texting each other. We were saying, okay, what are you wearing? Because we want to be able to obviously showcase our personalities for you, but also complement each other. So Randy's like, I'm wearing a gray suit. I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to go for the coral dress or the white dress. I went with the coral today. What do you think?
It looks beautiful.
Looks
good.
Good choice. Yeah. But if for new listeners tuning in, we are hosting the episode 2 of Pronto podcast on site at Curry Hair, Skin and Nails at the DuPont building.
Yes.
So we are on site at one of your locations, and it is beautiful. So if you haven't had an opportunity to visit Curry Hair, Skin and Nails at the DuPont building, you must. It is beautiful. Every detail. Again, Randy, I know attention to details, but just look at this backdrop. I mean, just the backdrop alone, the greenery, but there's every detail put into the salon, and you can tell when you were building it, you definitely did not miss a beat.
We went for the European charm.
Right? I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense that we're hosting the podcast here, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of, I know we will jump back to Suzie in a minute because I know we're just waiting a little bit, but I have to mention what's happening on site. So for those of you who don't know, the DuPont building is right near Hotel DuPont, and Hotel DuPont happens to be the headquarters for the BMW Championships, which is being held this week at Wilmington Country Club, but the headquarters is like literally down the hallway, which is so neat. Yeah. So when I was walking here, I walked through Hotel DuPont to get to the salon, and I passed by the headquarters and I passed by the BMW lounge, and they're all set up. It's really, really neat. Yeah. They're all of the PGA players are staying at Hotel DuPont. Right. So we have some celebrities and famous people on site right now. Yeah. So it's really, really neat what's happening in the city of Wilmington. And I was really excited to record our podcast today.
Right. Yeah. The city's buzzing. I was down here Friday and the street cleaners were out and, shining up everything and getting ready for the tournament. So it's really exciting for the city of Wilmington.
Right. And it's also very good for the small businesses too. Yeah. The economic development and what it attracts so many people. They're saying about, I want to say over 130,000 people they're expecting that will attract for this week, which is really, really helpful for not only the state of Delaware, but the small businesses, especially local eateries for me, being in Bistro. We're very excited to have that many people visiting the state. Right. So all of the local eateries and small businesses are taking advantage of the opportunity. And if you haven't made a reservation, make sure you check out B&M Bistro, as well as all these amazing local restaurants that you can check out for a cocktail or something to eat, right?
Yeah. And I even heard President Biden's going to be at the golf tournament. So,
well, that's good. That's good. Well, that means the security is going to be intense then. Yeah. From what I hear, that the parking instructions are very detailed. So if you are attending, make sure that you go to bmwchampionship.com and make sure that you check out the instructions for parking, because it's very, very detailed. They have parking lots all around Newcastle County. They even have a few parking lots right near the restaurant, which is about, I want to say, less than 15 minutes away from Wilmington Country Club. So they're going through everything to make sure that the event will go off without a hitch, but also not interfere with the residents and everyday traffic. So they're doing everything and to make sure that things go well, which I think it will be. It's exciting.
I live off at 52 and I passed the course yesterday, and it's like a city. Like it's
Oh, you have to pass by the course every day?
Yeah.
Make sure you give yourself extra
Yeah,
time
yeah,
when traveling this week.
Only when I come
Get
to
stuck in traffic.
Wilmington. So I'll go to Glen Mills and then come down 202.
Take the long way, right?
Yeah.
Take the long way. But it's really exciting, and I would love to attend, but I have no, because I know that it's a little bit tricky. But maybe with my schedule, I'll be at the restaurant, so I'll watch from afar. But are you attending?
No.
Okay.
My wife is, but I'm not.
Okay, well, that's all right.
Yeah.
She'll let us know how it's going then.
Yep,
I know
yep.
there are many people that I know that are attending, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
But with that said, speaking of excitement,
Yeah.
I'm excited for our next guest.
Yes.
I'm really, really excited. Our next guest, she's super excited to be with us on Pronto. So her name is Suzie Gaffney. We are so excited to welcome our guest for today, Suzie Gaffney. She is a wardrobe editor, style therapist, personal shopper, closet organizer, I think I need her, and assists with styling at the Curry Hair, Skin and Nails professional photo shoots. Suzie is an entrepreneur and owns her own business, Suzie Gaffney Styling. So real quick, just to give a little bit more background, Suzie created Suzie Gaffney Styling in 2011 to help women get dressed without getting stressed. Oh, I love that. She thinks of herself as a personal trainer for her clients' closets and their wardrobe. I really need her. This involves everything from editing and organizing a closet to shopping with her clients, as well as putting outfits together. So we are super excited to welcome our guest, Suzie Gaffney.
Welcome, Suzie.
Hello. Thank you so very much for having me. I really was so excited and honored to be a part of this. As I've worked with Randy now for several years. It's been, and I can talk about all things closets and fashion, and I like breaking it down and making it accessible for people, because I feel like it can feel a little intimidating for some people. So I like to kind of make it that, helping people feel, as you mentioned earlier, about feeling authentic in their clothing is the most important thing, and confident. And because when you're confident, you look comfortable, and that's when somebody really shines in their outfit. That's what really is the difference, and that creates that style X factor when somebody is comfortable and confident in what they're wearing.
Exactly. And when I was reading your bio, obviously you're so accomplished. Your bio was a couple of paragraphs, and I wanted to read it all, but I was like, okay, let's get right into the interview, because we were so lucky to have her on the show. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the importance of maybe hiring a wardrobe stylist, and how can someone benefit from it?
So I really think, as our society is so busy, and we've gotten better about, especially as women, saying we really can't do it all at the same time, so it's gotten more acceptable to say, okay, I'm going to hire somebody maybe to cut grass or help me with landscaping or cooking, outsourcing meals of like a HelloFresh, or something else too. I want to bring that same comfortability and, acceptance to hiring someone to work with you in your closet. And that's why, I get nervous sometimes when you hear stylists. It's kind of like people hear like, interior designer, and they can get a little bit thinking that that's only for a certain, level of income, or you have to be, needing it for a certain thing. And really, a lot of my clients are the people who are, they're super accomplished in other areas of their lives, and they've just reached decision fatigue, when it comes to their clothing, and they're gone. I mean, I've got ER doctors, that kind of thing too. I mean, where it's not a matter of why can't they get themselves dressed? It's a matter of they've been so busy in so many other areas of their life, and then when they look at their closet, it's just staring back at them, and they feel, frustrated, kind of depleted, overwhelmed, and it's definitely a lot of mixed signals being sort of shown to us in the media. And I think social media has made that almost harder to get dressed, especially as you get to a certain age. You worried about, are you going to get kicked out of a store that you're too old, or once you have, teenage kids, especially girls, you're like, oh no, I don't want to be looking like my daughter, but I don't want to dress like my grandmother. So
I feel like unless you enjoy shopping, people panic. Like they go in the store and they buy one thing, and they don't get the entire outfit. I think
Exactly.
it's important to get the entire outfit.
Complete the outfit.
Yeah,
But she said it so perfectly, and you used a phrase that I never heard before, but I can relate to: decision fatigue. I've never heard of that phrase used before.
Oh, yeah.
For decision making, but decision fatigue sounds more relatable
Yeah.
for me because, again, like you said, if you're so busy and you have so many things going on, sometimes you're so tired you can't make a good decision or an educated decision or the decision that's going to be best. And when you're picking out an outfit for a specific event and you're so busy, sometimes you just are so tired that you can't decide. So what happens? You don't go.
Right.
You go up. So
Right.
that's when Suzie comes in. She's helping you get to the next step. So Suzie, let's talk about the software that you use, because I was looking up some of your website, and I was really intrigued by it. So can you like break it down for us?
So this is, if I can give you the analogy again of something that I don't like to do and I'm horrible at is cooking. And, I'm that person that will go to the grocery store and I will get salsa and no chips. I can come home, if I don't have a list, if I don't know what I'm doing, or don't have a menu or recipe to follow. So for a lot of people, clothing is very similar to that. So I use this software system by this company, and what it does is enables me to have, as you see there's 3 things across the top, and it's finds, looks, and closet. So each of my clients, as soon as they sign up with me, they always get this, and they will always have access to the closet part. And each client uses it differently depending on how much help they need or what they want to reference. But the find section is where I post shopping ideas, so it's almost like a Pinterest board where they'll just click and they can go right to that thing that we've discussed they might need. What you're looking here is an actual outfit grid. So this is the client that we have pictures of everything in her closet. And then I put them into different categories in her lookbook, which really describes, I think on here I had that this was an outfit for her travel. And I said I noted down there she could wear this shopping, running errands, or going on a date with her husband. So just something like this helps the person that, again, has made 1,000 decisions already in a day. It gives you a menu of choices. I always say, imagine you went into a restaurant. You could go into your restaurant in Tenza where you got, I'm sure there's a ton of things on the menu. But if somebody just, the waitress walked up and just said, well, what would you like? You're looking for that menu to feel inspired to help you make the choices. So this is another example here. This is a client I've worked with for years. So her looks go way back on different lookbook things here. And, we're talking about places she's going, either for work or personal. So I categorize them for the clients, and then they just click that drop down arrow. And this is an app they can access, again, from their phone. They can access it from any laptop, their desktop, anywhere they're at. And they'll know, what the outfits are, where they're wearing them to. And again, it just gives them some inspiration. This is a great little photo that's up here for shoes stump so many people when it's time to get dressed. They will, what shoe goes best with this? So different pant legs, especially with denim. Now we see so many different what's in, what's out, all these different leg shapes and, lengths, everything. And this was kind of a diagram I had done to show, what may look best with certain types of jeans there with the lengths and different style toes, because everybody at the end of the day just wants to look, pulled together, but effortless as well, that kind of look as well as that they didn't spend too much time on it. This was just a promo of one of my shirts. My sister had it made for me because when I am going in and working on closets, I'm usually in something pretty comfortable, because sometimes, I'm down there, with the clients, I'm on the floor in the closet, pulling through stuff, helping things get organized, because it starts, your wardrobe and your style has to start within your physical closet. So there's a lot of work to be done there sometimes with editing and kind of, evaluating what you like, what you need.
Yeah, we were just talking about sneakers are very in right now as to dress up, and you just paired an outfit so well with sneakers that I really love, because you dressed it up.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it was too dressed down. So you can wear that maybe out with your friends to a nice restaurant and be comfortable, or maybe a casual meeting or something like that. But I really like that sneakers are in, that you can dress them up. So I love that pairing.
And not just any sneakers, expensive sneakers.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can get deals now. You can get deals now. I've gotten some really cute sneakers for incredible deals that look look expensive, right?
Yeah.
It's not about the price tag. I always say it's not the value of it as much as how you wear it.
Right.
So you can find for any value, but it's how you wear it that really makes the difference.
And it's definitely always people to consider. It's your CPW. If you're coming at it from a more financial perspective, it's your cost per wear. So if you want to go ahead and spend that, maybe $500 on Golden Goose, for a lot of stylists that work at Curry, like they're on their feet every day, all day. So when you divide what you're spending on that, versus how much you're wearing it, for them it is actually an investment, that goes paying them back, and it doesn't end up costing them that much in the end. But to that end, like you said, sneakers they're everywhere now, and I don't see them going anywhere for a while because most people aren't really going back. The heels they're showing for fall are a lot more like you see, like the YSL, like big platforms, because we're kind of going back that way again, as you talk about how fashion repeats itself, but because it's more comfortable. The thing with the platform, you can really wear a heel more when you have that platform base built in. But even if you go into Neiman Marcus right now, half of it is in the designer section is sneakers, so it's.
They have taken over.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's more practical too.
Yeah.
We're on the go. Women
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
especially women today, we are juggling much more than we were back in the day before I was even born.
Right.
We're juggling more, and we're encouraged that it's okay to do it all.
Yes.
And I love that. And in order to do that, all you got to wear the right shoes to
Yeah.
perform well.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable.
Right,
Right.
and practical, and you can still look stylish, which I
Yes.
love. That sneakers you can pair together with an outfit.
Yeah.
So I have to ask this question because when I was reading your bio, I touched on it and I kept saying, oh, I really need that. Oh, I really need that. Let's talk about organizing the closet, because I'm pretty good with pairing outfits together, but I struggle, and this is at this point in my life. I never had this issue 10 years ago. This has been a newer issue, and I think it's because I'm so busy. Struggling with organizing the closet and keeping it organized. So tell us a little bit about that and how you help.
Yeah, I think one thing that people miss out, like you have to get rid of stuff too. Like every year you have to get rid of the old stuff. And when you bring in new stuff, like many people collect clothing, right? And it's like 10 years old, they never wear it, but they don't want to get rid of it because it's like leather pants or something, and they're never going to wear them again, but they don't want to get rid of them. And I think it's so important to every season go through and if you haven't worn an outfit for 6 weeks, get rid of it.
Or to that end, if you don't mind me saying so, Randy, I think that sometimes if it hasn't been worn, you have to look at the reason. Is it missing its partner? Sometimes, like you said, we go into the store and we buy one thing. So I actually encourage everyone to do a closet edit, because I'll have people say, I have to get rid of everything. Oh, this is one of my favorite closets. One of my favorite clients.
Dream come true. I wish my closet.
It was a dream closet, and I got to help work with the designer to help figure out how to organize this best for how this client gets dressed and what her lifestyle needs. And a big island to use for packing was important because they travel a lot. But, with that end, before you do a closet like this, you want to edit first. And, what we looked at is, I say to everybody, you look at your clothes as employees. They have a job to do. They should fit, they should flatter, they should make you feel good. And if they're not doing that job, you're the HR department. You're doing your year-end review, and you can fire them. You can retire them if it's something, maybe it's got holes in it. And I encourage people to make a list as you go along. So if you're nervous about getting rid of that, that white button down that has seen better days, maybe has a little bit of stains there, make a list. It's no different than if you come back from vacation and you clean out your fridge, right? You'll make a little list of like, okay, that I need, fresh milk, I need this, so that you have a curated, thoughtful list. And to keep it from overflowing, my most important rule is one in, one out, whatever you get. Now, with some people who they're really having trouble, bring one in and take 2 out. Because usually if we're buying something else, it's because something else we own isn't doing its job. You can find, sometimes I'll find people have 5 black turtlenecks and sweaters, but if they just bought the nicer, maybe cashmere one, it would do the job of all the rest. So that's where you really have to look at your clothes and take away, what they cost or what the brand is, the sizing, any of that, because, our lives are changing a lot. And it should look like a pie chart to your life. Your closet should reflect, what kind of stuff that you have in there all the time. Oh, and this is packing is the other big thing, staying organized.
So, Suzie, you help with clients with traveling as well. So if they're packing for a big trip, do you help them pack?
I actually will physically pack their suitcases, because anyone that's traveled, now this one was done like this for a client who I wasn't able to be with her because she was going to be packing while she was already at another location for something else. So I wrote down this checklist that was specific to her and her exact contents of her suitcase, so she knew exactly what to put in and she could checklist it out. So many people get overwhelmed packing. It feels like it takes forever. It can be super overwhelming to have to figure out what to pack, how to pack it, all those kind of things. So I've packed hundreds at this point, so I think I have it down to a pretty good science.
Excellent. So we just got a question in from John. Thanks for tuning in, John, and listening to Pronto podcast. So I think it's a open question. Any tips and suggestions for men? So I know we have been predominantly talking about,
yes.
I think it's because of me. I was like, okay, let's talk about it because I really need the help. But you're right.
Yes. Well, true. A lot of times the husbands, if I start working with the wife, will be like, what do you need that for? And then they see their closet clean, their hangers matching, and they're like, oh, I need that. Because men actually tend to accumulate more clothes than women over time because they don't get rid of things, because their size doesn't usually change as much as ours. Usually, if they haven't gone through pregnancies or things like that, or career changes as much. And everybody buys them clothes, as gifts. No one knows what to get. It will just get dad a sweater, get another tie. So it just accumulates. So it's really good for a guy to do an edit like that. And, to make sure that the two most important things I think with men are fit and updating your footwear. That's how you can look more up to date every year, by kind of make sure are you wearing the dad sneakers, which is okay for some dads, but you can, could be better options out there. You can kind of update and still be comfortable. And the fit, finding a good tailor. There's companies like J. Hilburn. They will come to you at your office, wherever. I have a great friend that works for them, and they will fit you. And it's not that much. People think that's so much, but if you get a custom fit, the tailoring is what makes everything look better. And it's really important for men, especially in dealing in business and things like that too, because if your suit doesn't fit right and you're trying to, make a big deal go through, subconsciously people kind of take that in to feel a little sloppy, So there's, our appearance is important in that way because we have control over sort of, some of those details.
That's so true. That is so true. And finding a good tailor or seamstress, I think, is just as important as finding the right outfit.
Right.
And I really believe that. So I'm glad that you made that note and even mentioned someone, because it's really important. You can find the perfect outfit, but our bodies do change. Or if you're working out a little bit more, if you're whatever it is, or you gained weight or lost weight, it doesn't matter. But our bodies do change, and sometimes that outfit may not fit the same in a month or so. And finding the right tailor or seamstress will really make a huge difference.
Do you still recommend staple items like a nice blazer or raincoat or
100%.
Everyone should have in their wardrobe?
Yes. Again, I think accessories are the way to splurge on trends. But I think, like I say, fashion, as you mentioned earlier, it's a business. So I have to remind people that these are companies that need to make money too. So every year they have to sell you something you don't have. So that's why with jeans, they're going to tell you, oh no, skinny jeans are out. You have to buy these wide-legged ones, otherwise you look dated. And that's because you already own all the skinny jeans. You're not going to buy more, so it's a company, and it's a marketed, campaign that comes through fashion. And it's great if you want to try that different style jean, if it looks good on you. If not, you stick with what you know. And, a great fitting pair of denim is worth everything. I have in this one here, you see a jean jacket, I think is a classic because it can be dressed up, dressed down, worn seasonally. A great white shirt. It's amazing how many people, when I go through their closets, they've got print stuff and this and that, and they don't have the basics, because when you're out shopping, who goes, oh, look, a white tank, it doesn't feel exciting. But those are those key linchpins that'll help all of your other outfits come together when you have those basics like that too. And you mentioned like a trench coat. I mean, every year I say just invest in a great coat, because especially where we live here, as you're coming and going places, you could have anything on underneath, but if you have that great jacket, you look so polished, whether it's, school pickup or running an errand, too, when it's a jacket that fits great and, could be in a bright color or just wonderful tailoring. And those are things that you're going to have. And again, cost per wear, you're going to have them year after year after year. So it's totally worth it to still have some fundamental basics for sure.
Excellent, excellent. So your clientele. Let's talk about your clientele. So, are you open for new clients?
I am. I'm pretty busy right now, but I'm always open. And it's a relationship. So I always encourage people to give me a call. There's never a charge for having a discussion on the phone, because again, we have to work well together. And there's lots of stylists out there. There's so many great ones of us in the area, and very similar to finding your hairstylist like Jeremy, who had just done my hair there.
Your hair is beautiful. Who does it?
Oh, Jeremy, he's amazing. Yeah.
Where's Jeremy located?
Jeremy's located in Glen Mills, right there at that salon. And I can't tell you.
Hey, skin and nails.
Nice little plug as well. Yes, we do.
I lied to him. Oh, anyone who follows me and my clients all know. I mean, I rave about everyone at Curry, because they're a pleasure to work with, and it's a very judgment-free zone, which is what I like to promote too when working with stylists. And that's why I say, again, back to like deciding what kind of stylist we're going to work with is give me a call. We see if we do we gel together. I might have a different style than somebody else who, goes in and is much more, some people are more quick about it and say, oh no, you can't wear that. It's different. So it's a relationship. Again, much like getting your hair done, you want to communicate. It has to have open lines of communication. It's very vulnerable to let someone in your home and in your closet and talk about all these things. And we talk about everything with a client, because it all tailors into, finding what's really going to make you happy, when it gets stressed. So it's a little bit of a therapy session that way. And, that's why I encourage you to, get the local stylist. We meet sometimes, we network, we work together, because there's so many of us out there and there's so many people out there that need help. So it doesn't feel like a competitive industry, which is great.
The little black dress still a thing?
Absolutely.
It goes out of style.
I mean, now, yeah. I mean, but if you don't like black, but have a little navy dress. If you're a girl that has to be in color, have a little pink dress. The thing is, have a little and it doesn't have to be little. Like, I can't really wear little dresses anymore, but have a go-to. That's on actually my wardrobe essentials list. Is have a 4-season dress that no matter what happens, you can pull out, and you can wear it with boots, you can wear it with tights, you can wear it with sandals, you can wear it with sneakers maybe, but have a dress that is in a fabric and a cut that is going to work for you and that is a basic. So that's really how I define the little black dress. It's more being about that basic dress that you can wear anywhere.
Right. It's versatile, but I love how you said it. All 4 seasons.
Yes.
It's the dress you can wear all 4 seasons anywhere, but you can dress it up or dress it down.
Right.
Yes.
So definitely still in style.
And a trick is when you're buying clothes, I like to buy expensive clothes, but I like to also buy cheap clothes. So and pair them together, and no one knows, because they get used to a certain look. And
Right. Yeah. It's all about how you wear it.
Yeah.
That's what, like what I said earlier. It's you can buy something that is for $1 or something for $100, and it's how you put it on and how you pair it with other items or other pieces in your wardrobe. It's all about how you wear it.
And the colors that will enhance your, image.
Yes, absolutely.
And some people don't. Right?
Yes. So I do have a question for you. So I know we talked about Curry hair, skin, and nails. Oh, look at this, but I was just getting to that. So you have, I guess you would say, styled photo shoots for Curry hair, skin, and nails.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that experience, because they are all beautiful.
This is one of my models, and Suzie did a fantastic job. You don't see it, but it's like pleated sleeves, like bell pleated sleeves,
beautiful.
And it went with the isometric hairstyle, and we got a lot of covers with that shot.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Suzie, why don't you share with us about your experience with
Oh, this is another one of my favorites. I mean, even down to the ring and the bracelets, which are mine. So I'll bring in accessories. Sometimes I borrow from vintage places or different stores. But this dress, I think, was Randy's idea, initially. And then the cool part about working on this process is I always try and tell the clients, the stylist, I should say, when they, gosh, she looks so amazing there. When it's coming together is, you want to have a bit of a vision, but be flexible. Because, when the hair is done, then the makeup, the outfit should almost come last for that part, because it should complement and showcase the hair and the makeup. And that's why, sometimes it never wants to be too much, but it's all about these lines. And that's what's helped me. I don't do a lot of editorial. I'll do some with people, but doing this with Curry and working with Tom, who's the most amazing photographer there too, and the different stylists, has taught me about beauty and hair. And then I can take that to my clients and help them with things, when they're doing family photo shoots or a business headshot. I've learned from doing this. And again, no matter what, if you're something like that, you want that focus on the person. So the outfit, and that's why that white neckline there just complements her so carefully, because you almost don't want to see what she's wearing. It should just sort of blend into the background there. And that's where the neckline comes in perfectly. And like you said, sometimes we do get more detailed shots or bigger ones, with the photographer, but it's all about, see how she just has a really subtle earring on, because between the eyes and the lip, that's where you want to look at, and then maybe you look down and you go, oh, okay, that's a great, you can't tell if it's a shirt or dress, but my job is to kind of keep it quiet and make sure the other things are the ones that are loud in the photo and taking center stage.
Sometimes it's all about what you don't have on, like
Yes.
jewelry, it has to have an impact, but it can't take over a look.
Right. Yeah. Oh, so we just got a really good question. This is so great. I love this question. Thank you so much, Linda Gal, because I was talking about this earlier today. So for those of you who don't know, I actually co-host a morning show at DETV called Good Morning Wilmington.
The hardest working woman.
Oh my gosh, thank you. So I've been wearing white a lot. And I wanted to, one of the producers on set was like, oh, I see that you're getting in all the white before Labor Day. So this is such a great question. I'm so glad that she asked. So Suzie, the stylist expert, what are your thoughts about don't wear white or wearing white after Labor Day?
So I feel really strongly about not having rules. But that being said, this is where, again, I dig deep into, I have some clients, maybe they were brought up in their South and they've got, certain fashion rules from their grandmother. And I can put them in a beautiful white dress or wear a pair of white jeans in October, with a gorgeous, like cream textured, like sweater. But if in the back of their mind, they're going, oh, I can't do it, then that's okay. So you have to honor your own little quirks. But as far as what goes, there really isn't a fashion police, and if you might have a snarky friend or something who says, oh, wearing white for Labor Day. And you go, yep, I look great in it. Because white looks beautiful, I would imagine, on your complexion and on TV, it's going to stand out and be beautiful. And I have another client that does some segments on QVC, and her, what she does is, the white and creams really reflect us. She's a blonde, and she does these bracelets for Power Beads by Jen. It's the white and the creams and the pastel colors are good on her all year round because they reflect her brand, which is sort of soft and welcoming and warm. So yes, you can break any rule you want. If somebody has the nerve to say something to you, don't listen,
Also wear navy and black.
Yes, again.
I
don't have people say to me that they just can't.
Wear it all the time.
For those that maybe don't know fashion too much, but I'm glad that question was asked, because that is important. And I love winter white.
Yeah.
That became a thing over the years. And I was like, oh, winter white is a thing. You can wear white after Labor Day. So my mom actually purchased me a winter white pea coat that I wear during like the cold months, and it's so beautiful. Yeah. You pair it with like a red scarf or a green scarf or a yellow scarf, and it just complements the pea coat.
And it's dark hair too.
Oh yes. Yeah. So we can go through
Yes, you can break the rules. I mean, look, you stand out then in a crowd in a sea of black and gray in the winter. It's beautiful to see that winter white. And yes, we are grown-ups. We have gone through enough stuff. We can do it. You can have pancakes for dinner. You can wear white jeans after Labor Day. But again, as long as you're comfortable and confident in doing so, and that's what it comes down to. Because if you're uncomfortable, that will show.
Exactly. Well, Susie, we are getting close to the end of the interview. But before I ask the final traditional question, because it is a traditional question, is there anything else you wanted to share with our listeners? A little bit about you, how they can contact you before I ask you the traditional final question?
Sure, absolutely. Oh, here's another photo shoot we worked on. Again, simple leather texture. I love this. And this was done by Jeremy as well. So it was great to work with my own stylist and helping his vision come to life. What I'd love to share with everybody is just that, you can, in 1 hour, if you take 1 hour with a stylist, with me or somebody else, you're actually going to save time and you're going to save money because you're going to really get a different look at your clothing. Things you might think you're supposed to get rid of because you haven't worn in a year, maybe they just need to be thought of differently, or maybe it's just a matter of, maybe that dress needs to be shortened a bit and then it's going to look better on you. So you can save time and money by coming up with a very good curated shopping list. It's worth it. We're worth it, men or women. Investing the time in ourselves is always time well spent because then we're better for everybody else. When we look good, we feel good, we do good, we do better. So definitely I'm on Instagram. I have a website. It's just my name, SuzieGaffney.com. And again, anyone can call me and, for a quick introduction over the phone. It's never charge for that. And we can kind of chat and see what you're looking for in a stylist and what you're looking for in your wardrobe. And definitely, as I recommend all my clients, Curry is just, you can get everything done there. And that's also part of looking and feeling great. If you have a great outfit on, but when you have your hair done and your makeup done, you take care of your skin, it truly is the whole package. And one doesn't work without the other. You really, which is why some people love to go shopping right after they get their hair and their hair done or their makeup done, right? Because you look great, and that's a great time to go try on clothes. And when you've had your hair or your makeup done, because that's when you're looking your best. So you're gonna like what you have on more when you like your hair.
It is so true.
Yeah.
Before we started the show, Randy, I walked into the salon. It was so funny, Susie, you're speaking about this. So when I walked into the salon, the first thing Randy goes, do you need to touch up your hair? How do you feel? And I said, I feel great. My hair is on fire today. I can conquer the world. Like today I was having a good hair day. And I was like, I'm great. I'm ready to do this podcast. But the first podcast, it was so humid. And my hair fell flat. And I was like, Randy, save me. So he was like, okay, what do you need? I got curling irons, hairspray, brushes, everything here.
Yes.
It's a great place to record a podcast, but you're right. When your hair and makeup, especially your hair, is just where you need it to be, and you feel like you could conquer the world, it really is so true. The confidence boost, the self-esteem that's just there. And
Yes.
I'm a firm believer. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, and even the clothes, like the whole look is important. I went away one time and I forgot my shoes, dress shoes, and I had sneakers, but I didn't feel comfortable dressing up and being in sneakers. But it's really important to feel your best through your image.
Very, very true. Very, very true. All right. So the traditional final question, because I know we're running a little bit out of time. So Susie, this is something that we kind of started and we're going to make it a tradition. So here is your question. If you could chat with anyone in the past or present on a podcast, who would it be and why?
I, at the risk of sounding corny or cliche, it would be my grandmother. Just because she was my best friend. I mean, she's one of my best friends, and she passed away almost 15 years ago. But I have her ring on too, and I just have some great jewelry pieces from her that remind me of her. And she was, she always made me laugh, and I would just love to hear her voice again and just kind of ask her more advice questions. And I'd love to say that it was somebody else more famous, but if I could get, again, even 5 more minutes with her, of course I would take that back because she was awesome.
It's funny, both of our guests wanted to talk to a relative that has passed.
Right.
Oh.
But if you think about it, how would our listeners receive their opinion, their experience, their wisdom, I think they would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Especially now in this day and age where podcasts are
Yeah.
it's the future. So more and more people are going towards podcasts and listening to podcasts than ever before.
Right.
And think about the knowledge and the
Right.
wisdom and the experience they have to offer our listeners.
It's amazing, and it's relatively free most of the time, and you can learn about, take a master class in almost anything. I mean, I listen to a tons that are from meditative ones to funny ones to the crime ones that are interesting, and again, whether you're just cleaning or exercising or in the car, it's a great way to kind of teach yourself something new or learn about something different.
It's so true.
Yeah,
So true. Well, Suzie, we appreciate you joining us for episode 2 of Pronto. We were so excited to have you, and I'm sure our listeners were very, very appreciative for the knowledge that you were able to offer. And also, if they need any styling or closet help, which I do, so you'll be hearing from me. Right, everybody knows how to reach you. So again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you both so much. It was so much fun. I appreciated it.
Of course.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, she was awesome.
Yeah.
I
Lots of information.
Oh, very valuable information. I learned so much, and that's something that I really appreciate when I'm on a show, even just a podcast, but even just when I'm on a show and I get to meet people and I have the opportunity to interview them. I'm always learning something new.
That's what's great about salon business. Every half an hour, hairdressers talk to a different person, different background, and it's awesome. Like you learn so much about life.
Exactly. All right. So we have a question from John. I love that we have so many questions this time. So John would like to know, Randy, where do you buy your clothes? Because great fashion is not just for the ladies. You don't have to give away all your secrets.
I go to Neiman Marcus. I have a salesperson that worked with like 20 years.
Neiman Marcus is very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he calls me and he knows what I like, and he sends me things without picking it, so
because he knows your style.
Yeah.
So that leads me to this. You have a stylist.
Yeah.
So it's a good investment. If that's something you need help with or you need some education on,
right,
hire a stylist to help you develop a good foundation in styling. I had a stylist for many years, but it was through the pageant world, because when you enter the pageant world as a contestant and a new contestant, you have to build your wardrobe. And I had no idea what to do. Right. So I had looked into a stylist and educated me a little bit about pairing pieces together, right, purchasing and investing some good pieces, like a nice black jacket or a pair of black slacks. Yeah. Just having these pieces that you can interchange, right, and mix and match. I actually go to White House Black Market, and this is a little plug for a dear friend of mine, Nicole. She's at the Greenville location. She's phenomenal. She actually taught me a lot about styling when I first entered the pageant world. And I've had many opportunities and many blessings to meet so many different people that have taught me about styling. But just to think of someone off the top of my head who is still present in my life, she taught me on purchasing. And I call it investing, because you're investing in your closet, but also the confidence that it brings, and building off of that. Yeah. So if you need just a little help to get your feet wet, invest in a stylist like Suzie Gaffney.
Yeah, and it gives you opportunities that you didn't have, jobs. Like the first thing I look at when people come in the salon for an interview, I look at, how they're dressed.
Right.
And their presentation.
Right. It's all about presentation, first impressions, but also how you carry yourself. And I think that it comes down to the confidence. I think that's what it comes down to. And it may, not everyone has the same fashion, and that's okay. Be different, be unique, step out of the box. But I always believe there's a time and place for everything. But if you are applying for a job, dress the part.
Yeah.
Already paint the picture for your employer. Dress the part, so you're already hired when you walk through the door. You didn't open up your mouth, and they've already looked at you and said, "Okay, they look the part."
Yeah,
that's already half the battle.
My father always said, "Dress for the job you want, rather than the job you have."
Right.
And, I took that to heart.
See, knowledge from our past, we're able to pass that down, but we also evolve with the times, because I'm a firm believer, yes, dress the part, but dress the way that you feel is best for you, that showcases your personality
Yeah.
and you maintain authenticity.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that. I always say, stay true to who you are. I'm the first person to say that what may look good on me may not look good on someone else.
Right.
And that's okay. But make sure at the end of the day, you are happy with the outfit of your choice. So
And get your hair done at Curry's.
and get your hair done. Right. All these little plugs. But Randy, another great show.
Yeah, thank
Another
you.
great show. Thank you,
Yeah.
Suzie, again.
I'm getting like in a my track, right?
Yes, you're
You're
moving
an
up now.
expert, yeah. Like,
Oh my gosh, thank you. Wow, I've got a little bit of practice, just a little bit of practice. But for our listeners that tuned in, thank you so much for listening today. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode. Episode 3 will be out very soon. So we're very excited to announce our guest. We don't have our guest officially booked yet. So we will make that announcement on all of our social media platforms for when will be our next podcast, episode 3, and our next guest. So make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Curry Hair, Skin and Nails, Randy Curry, or at Chinza.
Yeah. Thank you, Vincent.
Oh my gosh. Oh, of course. Thank you, Randy. Another great episode, and pronto, Randy.
Yeah. And figure out what you're going to wear with the BMW Classics, right?
Exactly.
There you go.